In this video, I'm going to be surviving 100 days in Minecraft.
Yo,
What are you doing here, Rex?
I don't actually know. What are you doing here?
I'm trying to survive 100 days in Minecraft Hardcore.
Oh, really? Can we join?
We?
Yo,
Wait, 4 people in Minecraft Hardcore? That's actually a good idea. Let's do it.
let's go!
Let's go!
Welcome to 4-player Hardcore. The rules, well, to be honest, the only rule you gotta follow is survive. Now, if you're an expert on Hardcore, everybody knows that it's 10 times more difficult than a regular survival challenge. 4 people will be tasked to survive 100 days in Minecraft. All these people have some skills of their own coming into this challenge, but will it truly be enough for these horrific 100 days? And that's what we're here for today. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Day 1, we spawn in a grassland biome, and the first thing we do is mine some wood. Then with the wood that we obtain, we use it for making tools such as pickaxes and axes. Now that we have some tools, we collected some more wood and mined a few blocks of cobblestone to later use it for making stone tools, which is better than the tools we had before. After getting some tools, we decide to head towards the village, hoping to obtain some iron armor or maybe even some diamonds from a blacksmith. But sadly, there was nothing there, so instead, we collected useful items such as hay bale, books, and we even attacked the iron golem for his precious iron.
Alright everyone, day 1 is almost over, the sun is setting, and everything went good today. We found a village and some resources.
But anyways, we went to bed. The next day, I made some wheat with the hay bale that I collected, and later made some bread with it. But now that I'm making food, I might as well get some more. So I killed a couple of animals and even some fish, because you know, you can never have too much food. But later in the day, we found a decently flat area which we were planning on making our base, but it was too small for all of us. So me and Noah moved to the other side of the river and we placed down our crafting tables and furnaces, but then we realized that our side was not as flat as the other side. So we spent the rest of the day just digging out the dirt to make our land as flat as the other side. The next couple of days, I worked on clearing as much dirt as I could from my base and protected myself from incoming drowns that were wanting to kill me. But after days of hard work, I was finally done, and here's the final result.
After finding a spot to call home, we decided to come up with a plan of what to do next. There are 2 doors that decide our next step. Here are the 2 doors that will decide our fate. The first door says to head to the freezing cold glaciers, which we'll try to survive from there. However, I think we would freeze before doing anything. Based on the first option, I hope the second is good. Let's open the door and see what's inside. Here we go. And here's option 2, where me and Chili Reaper will go mining and search for some diamonds, coming back with tons of loot.
Day 5, me and Chili Blizzard were planning on leaving our land to go mining, but before we did that, we made torches and gathered some wood. While we were trying to find a cave, we ran into a village, and so we decided to loot it up and kill the iron golem for the iron. So I was just exploring and I found a dog, so I was excited to tame it, but then this happened. But anyways, we ended up finding another village and killed the iron golem there as well. By day 7, we were ready to go mining, so we grabbed a water bucket and started mining. While we were down there, we found some iron, which later we would use for armor and tools. But also we found some coal, which was a good start for our first day. We did some more mining and found gold and iron at the same area, but after I decided to smelt the ores, and with the iron that we collected, we made some iron armor. On day 9, we found a cave and looked through it, but this cave was just a normal cave and it contained iron and coal, but it had glow squid just minding their own business. But we ended up finishing mining and we just headed to bed. We found a massive cave, and inside this cave were diamonds, which were finally nice to obtain, but also in that cave were some gold ingots. While we were mining for some diamonds, we got some news. Trevor died, and to be honest, I thought he would survive to at least day 30, but it is what it is, so we continued throughout our journey. But on the bright side, from day 15 to 20, we ended up getting tons of diamonds, and when I say tons, I mean a lot of diamonds. But anyways, let's just roll the montage. Now that we've obtained some diamonds, what are we gonna spend them on? You thinking what I'm thinking, Noah? Yeah, I'm just gonna make some diamond tools and diamond armor, whatever will help me get through the hardcore world.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking exactly what you're thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing as you guys.
But yeah, we stuck with my idea and made diamond armor. While we were mining, this is what the other two players worked on. I hope you guys enjoyed their builds. While I was exploring on day 24, I found a horse, and I wanted to keep this thing, so I built it a pen using fences and gates. But other than that, I also started making a sugarcane farm. I also wanted to add on by saying that this XP just forgot how to go into a person, so it just followed us around the whole entire day. But now that we are back from the mines, we gotta start some real work. So today I mined tons of oak wood and decided to go exploring for some spruce wood. And when I arrived, I mined a lot of wood and coal, but there was also a village there, so I looted up and I decided to stay the night there. The next morning I headed back to base, and today I was going to do some more mining. And yeah, I know I already went mining for 10 days, but I needed to get some more stone for our base. And so for the next couple of days, me and Noah started making a mining area where we would use to collect stone. Day 31, I wanted to make an animal farm, so I decided to trap some animals using vegetables and crops. After that, I put them in a cage that was made from wood. Unfortunately, the DLC for the Hardcore Hearts was removed. I was really hoping that it would last because it gave the world more of a hardcore vibe. However, if any of us still die, we will no longer be able to play.
The building is starting right now, and I'm going to be building something right here, so stay tuned. We've been planning the layout of the base, and I'm just excited to start building. We got all of our materials right here. As you see, we have a lot of stone bricks. Although it's raining, there's work that's got to be done, so I'm going to be working on this part of the base.
But anyways, we started to build the walls to our base, and the material for our base, we chose stone bricks because we were planning on building a castle. Shortly after, we finished the walls of our base. The next day, I worked on connecting a bridge towards Rex's base, and this time we used deep slate cobblestone for the walls, not only because it's a strong material, but also the design looks cool. Now that I have the wall done, we have to make the quadrants that surround the base. So I started off by making these towers out of stone bricks, which fits the interior of our base. But these towers can be used for a lot of things, such as using it as a shooting tower or looking to see if there are mobs nearby. But like I said, we're surrounding the whole castle, so for the next 2 days I worked on the other side of the base and continuing the mini towers.
I took a trip to the village and I found out that there was a cat here, so I had to adopt it. Look at it, it's so cute.
Recently we have finished the front of the base. Now we have to work on the back area. In the back left corner, I was thinking of building an armor room on the first floor and a brewing room on the second floor. Anyways, I finished up the outside of this outpost, and currently the rooms are empty, but later in the video me and Noah will work on them. After a long day of work, I decided to make the animals from earlier a bigger farm. So these next 3 days I used my time to work on the staircase building that leads up to a house for a villager trading center, which we could use to obtain enchantment books. But this building was nice because it had a patio on the second floor, and it went up to the upper area.
I am so excited to show you guys what I've been working on. I've been working on the entrance to the cave. It's not exactly finished yet, but I got this area done. We have an entrance to the real base over there, and then there's like this sugarcane farm going on right now.
So while Noah was working on ground level, I was working on the mountain. And let me just tell you this, what I'm working on will be very useful for us and will help us a lot. You'll see in a bit what I'm talking about. I didn't record it, but I almost died by a creeper. Anyways, here are the results. You still might be wondering, what am I going to do with this empty space? Well, in order for me to tell you guys, we have to build it first. So I started off by building the walls of the base and mined some stone from the cave in order to add it to the interior. But mining stone over and over was totally fun, not like it was boring or anything. Okay, anyways, we have the materials that we need. Now all we have to do is finish the house. And there we go. Here's what I built. So the house is pretty empty right now, so I decided to grab some villagers using the boat technique, which is trapping a villager in a boat and bringing them to a certain location. And in this case, we are bringing him to the house we just built. Here's the design I decided to build for the villagers. And of course, we had to go with the best villagers in the game, which are the librarian villagers. We have everything done when it comes to the base itself, but now we have to build the castle. So for the next couple of days, we built some of the walls and the flooring for the ground. But trust me, you guys will want to see how it turns out. So we're done with the first half. Now what's left is the rest of the castle. Let's not waste any time and start building.
I am now ready to build my bedroom, and it's gonna look cool because I already got all the supplies I need. I'm going for a bridge design, but this is how it looks.
Well, we're basically done, but all we have left is to make the roof, which in my opinion is the hard part because there are so many options that you can choose, but I went with a pretty simple one. I hope you guys like it. So Noah has already finished his bed, and I should probably start making mine. First things first, we need the materials to make a bed, so I started by getting some wool from the sheep farm. Next, I placed 3 red beds and customized the bed by adding stairs and barrels. Last of all, I placed the carpet as a flooring material and added a couple of decorations. Here's the final design.
And here are the results of the farm. It is now time to build the dining room, and I need to make this look fancy because this is where we're going to have most of our discussions and our 5-star meals, of course. And here we are, the diner table.
Okay, so you guys probably don't know what this is, but at the end of the video, you guys will. Anyways, I added some furnaces and decorations in my room and killed some cows for some beef. But after cooking the beef, I went on a little adventure and ended up finding a village. But you know what else was at the village? A ruined portal. So I collected loot from the chest and mined some obsidian from the portal frame. After that, we found a pillager outpost, and after killing all the pillagers, I looted the chest and took the banners. But what was unique was that there was an alley that had spawned, and so the only right answer was to bring it with me on my journey. Let me show you guys how it works. So basically, you give it an item, and it will try to find any nearby items near you to give it back to you. But anyways, I headed back to the base.
During my time, I was also able to add this tree design.
I decided to make an enchantment table and also started working on the portal. Here's how it went. Here we go, Noah, you ready?
Yes, bro, I'm so ready. We've been working so hard recently, and it's just like so much, you know? So I'm ready for this moment right now.
Alright, so we finally have another portal. 3, 2,
2, 1.
1.
Let's go!
There we go, guys. This
There
is the
it
final
is.
design for the nether portal.
That looks sick.
These next couple of days, we fill up the empty rooms. Sit back and enjoy our builds.
So you guys probably have been wondering, where has Rex been this whole entire time? Well, that's a long story short, but this animation will basically explain where he's been.
Okay, so we are gonna give Rex a tour since he hasn't been here for like 30 days. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the tour. Right here we have the farm, which includes bread, beetroots, and carrots. Over here we have a tree decoration with bushes and flowers. Next to the tree we have a farm that has pigs, cows, and sheep. But next to the farm is Rex's house, which has a couple of chests and his bed. These two structures right here are basically just archer towers. Over on the left side of our base is our cave, which we use to mine coal, stone, and other ores. Inside this building right here is a staircase, but Noah decided to decorate it by adding cats and carpets. At the top of the staircase is a balcony and a house. But what makes this house special is that there are librarian villagers that trade you enchantment books. Right in front of the castle are two other structures that are basically the same as the previous ones and are only archer towers. The first floor of this building is an armor room, and whenever we need armor we can just come to this room. However, the second floor is much different because it is a potion room and contains 4 brewing stands. The first room in the castle is the dining room, and I really like it because it fits the whole medieval theme. The room next to the dining room is the portal room, which we will use to go to the nether, but we also decided to add a kitchen since it's right next to the dining table. The room above the portal room is the enchantment room, and the thing that I like about this room is that the alley has an enchantment book, which makes him look like a librarian. The room above the dining room is Noah's room, which the theme he was going for was birchwood and blue wool. The room above Noah's room is my room, which the theme I was going for was spruce wood and red wool. Okay, so this is the last room in the house, which is the attic, and we are going to be doing something special in this room. But yeah, that's basically all the rooms in the castle. That's going to be it for the tour. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to comment down below what you guys thought of it. But anyways, let's get back into the video. The next day, we thought it was time to enchant our weapons, and so we did, and we realized we got pretty good enchantments. From day 73 to 78, I tried every possible way to gain enchantment levels. I smelted things in my furnace, I killed animals using special techniques. I even searched throughout the world to kill mobs just to gain that small percentage of XP. And last of all, I mined ores such as redstone and coal. After all of those days of hard work, we ended up enchanting all of our armor.
So as you guys know, Rex's room hasn't really been the best, so I went out of my way and created something for him, and here's how it went.
Day 80 finally arrives. We are ready to enter the nether, but before we start exploring, we need to do what's important and obtain netherite. So we found a good place to start mining down, and after a while of mining, we got to the coordinates 12. So like anyone, we started blowing stuff up using TNT, and we actually obtained 3 pieces of netherite scrap. But for the next couple of days, we mined for netherite, and the other technique for finding netherite was using beds to explode the area or TNT, which we actually obtained quite a lot of netherite until this happened. After getting raided by a couple of magma cubes, we continued mining for a couple more pieces of netherite, and after a while we finished and decided to head back to the way we came and entered the portal to head back to our base. When we arrived home, the first things we did were switch our armor to netherite, but in this footage I thought nether bricks were netherite ingots. After switching our armor to netherite, we grabbed some extra items we would need for the nether fortress. But before we entered the nether fortress, we decided to trade with the piglins, thinking we would get something good like ender pearls or fire resistant potions. But trade after trade, we kept on getting useless things, So we decided to head back to our base, and this time we came prepared with more than 20 pieces of gold. And actually we started making some progress. Some trades better than others, and others like... Yeah, so after getting my gold stolen by a piglin, we decided to ditch that idea of obtaining ender pearls and tried the old-fashioned way, which is killing endermen. And soon after obtaining enough ender pearls, I headed back home and repaired my diamond pickaxe. Anyways, like I promised, I made it to the nether fortress, and the first thing I did was head towards the blaze spawner. So like any other person, I killed as much blaze rods as I could until I got the amount that I wanted, and decided to head back home, but saw this on the way back. That was cool, but you know what else is cool? Making eye vendors. So I first started off by making blaze powder with the blaze rods that I collected, and used that blaze powder with the ender pearls to make eye vendors. I also made bow and arrows. So Rex disappeared off again, but since he returned, we welcomed him back with a surprise bedroom, and the response he gave us was priceless. He told me that he hated his room and that it was so ugly, but he eventually told us that it was a joke and he really liked it. But later that night, I gave the team a motivational speech to get them ready for the next day, because it wasn't going to be easy since we were going against the Ender Dragon. But then we realized we basically had a full set of netherite armor that was enchanted, so that gave us motivation to go fight him right now. So we ran out the doors to find out that it was already daytime. But anyways, we packed up all of our stuff. We had the ender eyes, we had our bow and arrows, we even had some water buckets. But now we were ready to go. Throughout our adventure, we found the most beautiful things, such as this mountain covered with snow and these hills covered with flowers. But we didn't just find beautiful things, we also found rare things like emerald, pink sheep, and this cool looking village. It is finally day 100 and we have made it to a snowy village. Apparently the eye is telling me that the stronghold is beneath us, and I guess the ender eye was correct. But this stronghold was different because we didn't know where the portal room was, and we were confused because we felt like we had already looked everywhere. But after a while we had finally reached it, and we put the ender eyes into the frames. Then it was done. We had made the portal, and we decided to go in to fight the dragon.
Let's go, everyone. We finally made it to the end.
Anyways, we were ready for this fight and had a plan, which was just to destroy the end crystals, then kill the dragon. But here's a montage of our fight. We are finished with the dragon, and let me just say that this battle was pretty fun. But I came here for one thing, and that is the dragon egg. Now that we were back from the end, we decided to build a treasure room for the dragon egg, and this is how it turned out. There's one thing that we have left to do: Trevor's death. We are brought here today because of Trevor's death. Some of you may be sad and others might be happy, but we all know one thing, which is Trevor died from a creeper, and that is not acceptable in a hardcore world. So he suffered the consequence of not being able to play again, which is a lot of pressure, but may he rest. Rest on not being able to play again. Thanks for watching, smash that like button, subscribe, and boys, take him out of here.